I can't watch it from my one computer. Every time I switch account, it goes from yours to mine. I can't watch it.
Happy Thursday, everyone. Well, at least I hope it's happy for you guys. This is Wrestling Welcome to This is Wrestling Memories, episode 12. Happy to see you guys here tonight.
How's it going?
Also got with me today, JP Baker from the Cold Bone Show. Go Bone. What's up?
Not much, man. I'm drinking tonight, boys and girls.
Works for me. What about the medication?
I think I could take the medication and then drink. I don't know how much of an effect it'd have. It wouldn't kill me, because I'm not going anywhere, but it'd be funny. I don't care. I'll do it.
I'll tell you, it'll rock your world the next morning. You'll feel drunk until about 3 o'clock the next afternoon.
Well, then I can't drive. So
yeah.
I gotta drive to Mankato.
Yep.
When I did that, we were doing store resets on the West Coast, and I was already, messed up from the jet lag, and with the travel and everything, my sinuses were all screwed up, so I took fucking Sudafed or something like that, and then had a couple drinks with it, thinking, drink or two, whatever. It says don't drink heavily. I woke up the next morning, and I couldn't tell you half of what happened that fucking day.
Right.
I just know we reset a cheese shop.
I know if I take one now, I won't take another one the rest. And there's only 2 milligrams, so it's not like, it's not like I'm going to be, I ain't taking a nortriptyline. That's 50 milligrams, I think.
You don't want to take nortriptyline, huh?
Nortriptyline helps me sleep. It's an antidepressant.
25.
Oh yeah, you won't have to worry about taking that if you're mixing your painkiller with the drink.
That's what I've been doing. That's why I've been loopy the last couple of days.
It's been fun times though, messing with you.
I don't care. Fuck it.
Also, in the same room as you is tattooed mistress Heather. How's it going?
I'm still recovering from Tuesday.
Are you still recovering from laughing at JP last night?
Yes.
She laughed at me yesterday. That ain't no different.
And also, we have in the wings, Foulmouth Bobbit. What's up, Bobbit?
Trying to see my forehead and it's starting to piss me off. I can't find it.
You can't find your forehead. Let me see if I can find it for you.
I don't get it.
Nope, it's gone. Sorry, man.
I'm confused.
Later.
The fuck is going on here?
I have no clue. I'm just trying to play it along.
NG take over Bobbit's body or something? Just kidding. I know. I was going NG.
So, tonight's leading topic, we've got Hall of Fame classes. And, I mean, really, it could be just general Hall of Fame discussion altogether. But I think we kind of wanted to lead this off with favorite Hall of Fame classes.
Yeah.
So, JP, you kind of mentioned yours before we went live. So, curious to hear you remind me what yours is.
Well, although I don't much care for him anymore, I did as a child. Look at 2005 Hall of Fame. Iron Sheik, Hulk Hogan Roddy Piper, Cowboy Bob Orton, Paul Orndorff, and I think there's one more in there, but I'm not sure. And Jimmy Hart. How can anybody say that is not, that class is loaded with, those are like the guys that started the WWF down the path that it is now. Does that make sense? Look at that class.
I'm going to go look at the list of names here.
Nikolai Volkov as well. Excuse me.
I mean, I don't know if Paul Orndorff is necessarily one of the trailblazers, but you can't have a perfect class either. So,
but I mean, but he was in the main events with Hulk Hogan all the time.
So was Jumping Jim Brunzell.
I don't know about that. Paul Orndorff was a major freaking player he was in the main event at the first WrestleMania with Hulk Hogan, Mr. T, and Roddy Piper. Yes, he took the pin, but he was in one of the bigger feuds with Hulk Hogan at the time, who was the man at the time, the now modern day Roman Reigns. Even though he was able to get over because of the politics of the time, he was the American hero, and that's what everybody wanted, was the American hero. You know, if I will say this, if Hulk Hogan was today that character, and McMahon wanted to do what he's doing with Roman Reigns, he'd probably be getting booed right now as well. Because look at John Cena, he's kind of the same mold, even though he's a lot better than Hulk Hogan was at wrestling. He's in that mold of boring. If I'm making any sense to any of you.
Yeah.
But you look at that class. I mean, that class was always in main events, especially Roddy Piper and Hulk Hogan. I mean, I look at that class when I was growing up. That's who I wanted to see all the time. Was the Iron Sheik, Nikolai Volkov, Paul Orndorff, Roddy Piper, Hulk Hogan, Jimmy Hart. He brought in fucking Bret the Hitman Hart and Jim Neidhart. You know,
started that Hart Foundation.
Everybody, we talk about some of the greatest managers. I'm pretty sure you probably mentioned him, but he is up there as one of the best managers ever in professional wrestling. Yeah, Heather's mentioned him. I mean, he's up there with the greats as far as a manager is. So I mean, that class to me personally is top notch. That's the class that everybody should measure by. Even though some of them didn't win championships, like the championship, but they were always in that feud for that.
In all
title.
fairness, in their time frame, the championship was being held hostage for many, many years.
By the same person. Yes, I understand that. But that was because of the times that they were in. It was the politics of everything.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So,
Well,
I mean, that's where I'd go with it. I mean, that should be the measuring stick, in my opinion.
Well, Mr. Mike Bobbitt might have something to say about that. Looking at his class, and I'm not going to give it away quite yet, I'll let him tell you. But looking at his, that may not be full of main eventers, but people who had their own distinct impacts on several corners of the wrestling industry. Bobbitt, would you like to tell us about yours?
Yeah, my favorite one would have to be the one with Stone Cold.
2009.
Him and Ricky Steamboat. Yeah, Stone Cold was a badass, and Ricky Steamboat was one of the greats. Another one I liked was, what was it, 2015 that Macho Man got inducted? That's
Oh, when
because I
Macho
waited
got
for
inducted?
so long.
Yeah.
Yeah. I waited so long for Macho Man to finally get in the Hall of Fame, and when he did, it was just the greatest moment ever, because I've always loved the Macho Man. I think the Macho Man's better than Hulk Hogan ever was.
No, Macho Man got inducted in 2015.
Yeah, that's what he said.
I thought he said 2013. Sorry. I like that one. I want Larry Sabisco. Fuck yeah, it's one of the greats. Tatsumi Fujinami, one of the greatest IWGP. He held the title six times. New Japan. He was if I remember correctly, and this is that same guy, isn't he like the first champion at New Japan?
He might have been.
Alundra Blaze.
I'm not totally sure.
Alundra Blaze, or Medusa, as some know her. She was a WCW Cruiserweight champion because they were trying to do the whole thing along the same lines as Chyna. They were trying to do Alundra Blaze like that, but it wasn't working. And she was a WWF Women's Champion and AWA Women's World Champion, and Rikishi, and then Macho Man. So yeah, that's a really good class. Any class with Macho Man is a good class. What the fuck just happened? What the fuck do I do?
No.
What?
What's the matter?
Oh, I went stupid for a second.
Just a second?
No.
That'd be a record if it was just a second.
Well, oh no, I accidentally blocked you off with the fucking call list. So I doxed everybody on the call.
Oh,
I got
great.
trigger happy.
Also in 2009, Bobbit, you had Cowboy Bill Watts, who was he actually held titles in his own right, but was also a very well-known wrestling promoter.
Mm-hmm.
You also have Howard Finkel. No explanation needed there.
Nope.
And I mean, Coco Beware. He wasn't exactly, a main eventer, but
He was an intercontinental
definitely.
Wasn't he an intercontinental champion though?
Nope. Never a major title.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. He almost won the titles with Owen Hart with High Energy, but something happened. I think Owen got hurt, and they ended up having to drop the gimmick, if I remember right.
Or bottom roll.
So, Heather.
Oh, you give her a second, man. She stepped out. She'll be right back. I mean, we can continue the conversation on what we were talking about.
Yeah, well, you also mentioned 2015. You said Savage. Did you miss anybody in that one? Did you say Kevin Nash?
Kevin Nash was 2013.
No, 15. He was in the same
Oh, yeah.
one as
Kevin
Savage.
Nash, 2015. His was well deserved. I mean, he was a world champion. He was a WCW World Heavyweight Champion, Intercontinental Champion, Tag Team Champion. He won the WWF Tag Team Championship. Yeah, he won. I mean, he's held titles. He's a main eventer. He was a booker at one point for WCW. But yeah, Kevin Nash, I consider him one of the greats.
Sorry,
He's
Peter,
part of
you're in the way.
he's part of the clique.
Here's a question. When Kevin Nash got in, did Diesel also go in too, or they were waiting to do it separate?
Well, this is what it says. It says also known as Diesel. So he went in as Kevin Nash, not as Diesel.
Okay.
But he went in. Well, he went in as both.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Don't you, I mean, you look at the Hall of Fame videos, you usually get recognized for your entire career.
They did when they did the video package for him.
Right. Like with Austin's, they still showed Stunning Steve.
Yep.
They still show different elements of his character that evolved over time. The ringmaster. So they think they pretty much include your entire career unless you like just had some really stupid gimmick that's not worth mentioning.
Well, they went back to. I think the reason that you're bringing this up, Bob, is because of Razor Ramon. He got inducted as Razor Ramon, not as Scott Hall.
Well, who would induct Scott Hall?
WWE would.
Who would induct Scott Hall other than a bottle of vodka?
Well, I'm just saying.
Did I hear Heather come back?
Yeah, she's back.
Okay. We were wondering what your Hall of Fame class is.
Yes, ma'am.
Hold on one sec. "2012.
2012.
Mm-hmm.
And as people might see, I'm kind of cheating on this one. Because I don't really know all the classes to a T. Got Mil Mascaras,
Mm-hmm.
who oddly enough only did a few matches with them, but very notable character worldwide. Ron Simmons, first Black World Heavyweight Champion. Very notable. A career that spanned many successful characters, which is something worth noting.
And Yokozuna.
Yokozuna, he sat on people. Way to go, Yokozuna. And, no, I'm kidding. And, of course, the headliner was Edge that year. And that one needs no introduction.
Holds the most titles ever by any superstar. By 31, I think it is.
That could be. I mean, it may be in WWE. Jerry Lawler has more championships if you count territories.
No,
He's
they
at
don't.
like 160.
Yeah, I don't think they do.
So I'll go ahead and go with mine. I'm still waiting for the year where Benoit and his Bowflex get inducted. I'm about done waiting on this shit.
Waiting on what shit?
But on Benoit and his Bowflex get inducted.
His Bowflex will never get inducted into the Hall of Fame. Ever. Really?
What?
Benoit's Bowflex is in the chat. Did somebody say Bowflex? Really?
Did we like raise him from the fucking dead or something? What the fuck?
No, it's his Bowflex. It's not him.
Let me tell you something about fucking Benoit. I don't care what anybody says. He deserves to be in the Hall of fucking Fame. If we're going to induct Fabulous Moolah, we're going to induct Chris Benoit. If we're going to induct fucking the Giant, Andre the Giant, who was a known alcoholic.
I heard he stepped on a couple bugs.
If we're going to put a known murderer into the Hall of Fame,
Snuka.
we need to put Chris Benoit into the Hall of Fame. So enough with the fucking Bowflex. It's ridiculous.
So you're agreeing with me, Benoit needs to be in the Hall of Fame?
Well, there I do, but the Bowflex, no.
Oh, the Bowflex itself?
No.
I mean, I feel like we should start... I've said this before. I think the steel chair should be in the Hall of Fame. In all seriousness, I think the steel chair should be in the Hall of Fame. Maybe not this year, but eventually they're going to go to the well so many times with 7, 8, 9 inductees. There's not that many careers that go over every year, so they're going to end up capping out. And really, all respect to the Warrior Award, and, you know, I'm glad these people are getting attention and their causes are getting attention, but do we really need that in the Royal Rumble, in the Hall of Fame? Do we really need the celebrity wing? Is that really necessary? I mean, yeah, it's kind of cute, whatever, but why don't, if we're going that far, why not have inanimate objects? Let's have the steel chair in the Hall of Fame. That maybe, and then the next year could be the brass knuckles. You know, 3 or 4 years down the road, throw the fucking Bowflex in there. I mean, it took out more people than Daniel Bryan did at WrestleMania 30.
The problem is that is never gonna fucking happen. I don't think the WWE will ever fucking induct him. And it's tragic.
They're getting closer to doing it, though, because they are releasing videos of his matches and talking about him again.
They can't delete him from history of fucking WrestleMania.
Oh, they tried.
They went a long way to... They still took... They found a way to take out his title reign and blank it out for a while until people caught on to that and they put it back in. But there's just no link to his name, where every other WWE champion, you can click on their name and it shows them. I'm sorry?
Bowflex can go fuck itself. That's all I have to say about that. Fuck the goddamn Bowflex. Undefeated like Asuka? You're 1-1 because you're probably in the fucking dump right now.
Shout out to Rain for that one.
Right?
Oh, geez. So, that is our Hall of Fame. Is there any other wrestlers, since we're on the topic of the Hall of Fame, Hall of Fame's coming up, what other wrestlers are missing from the Hall of Fame that should be in there?
Chyna.
Chyna. And I know we brought that up just about every week. Running. How about someone who never had a world title, aside from Chyna? Someone who never held the world title that still deserves a spot in the Hall of Fame.
I had one today, and I can't remember who the fuck it is. Miss Elizabeth. She wasn't even a wrestler.
Shit, I just looked to the chat. Well, I beat a world champ.
I don't give a shit if you beat fucking your meat. Fuck you and the horse you rode in on. I think Miss Elizabeth is one. There's the big one.
Owen Hart.
Everybody is... Why does his cunt for a fucking wife have to be a cunt? Why can't she just fucking say, look? Why can't WWE just say, look, what do you want? His family wants to put him into the fucking Hall of Fame, you cunt. Grow up. Quit being a fucking gold digger. And let it go. And then have them, if they're going to do that, because from what you said or somebody had said was, are you serious with me with this fucking Bowflex thing? Jesus fucking Christ. Fuck the goddamn fucking Bowflex. Look, in all seriousness, the Owen Hart, his wife, is being a gold digger. All she's doing is holding up the inevitable. Right? Am I right or am I wrong? It's gonna happen until she's out of the fucking picture and her kids fucking say, Mom, seriously? Let it go.
Not only that, she'd get more money with him in the Hall of Fame because she'd be getting the royalties.
That's what I don't understand, why she won't. Jesus Christ!
Well, let me finish your sentence.
Yeah. But Owen Hart, and I'll fucking kick her ass. I'll beat her fucking ass. Seriously? Your husband's not in the Hall of Fame because you're being a cunt, you want to be a gold digger? WWE, give her the fucking... You've got the money, give it to her. And then if she comes back and fucking says anything, don't worry about her coming after more money because you'll have signed a deal saying this is the end of the deal. If you want to take it back to court, we'll go back to court. The judge will throw it the fuck out. If that's what it's going to take to get him into the Hall of Fame, we should sign a fucking petition. As WWE fans, they've signed a fucking petition to get rid of the fucking Fabulous Moolah Battle Royal. Why not fucking sign a petition to get him into the fucking WWE Hall of Fame? I mean, apparently our voices will be heard because the WWE did it, even though it was 2 Snickers, but but you get what I'm saying.
Right. I thought I heard someone else getting ready to talk.
I'm not going to get a petition in for fucking Bowflex to get in the fucking Hall of Fame. Let it fucking go. Jesus Christ. You'll wear a suit and everything. Alright, motherfucker. We'll go dig you out of the fucking garbage dump you're in.
I'll tell you, if it's like most Bowflexes, it's probably got 7 suits hanging off of it anyways.
Is there any others that you can think of besides Chyna? There's a couple.
The Rock.
The Rock is another one. Why is he not in the Hall of Fame?
Because I think he's still active enough that they're holding off.
Ric Flair, but he got inducted into the Hall of Fame.
Actually,
Day before. It was a cute gimmick.
Kurt Angle is another one. Don't give me that shit that he's still a fucking competitor. So is Kurt Angle. Give me a break.
I don't know. Maybe because they're waiting for that right moment. They want him to have his spotlight.
Well,
and
this would have been great, not fucking Goldberg.
Yeah. Sorry, Goldberg's better than The Rock, I guess. I don't know what to tell you.
That tells you how the WWE thinks of fucking The Rock right now. One of the greatest superstars they ever fucking had. The best mic talker ever. The WWE ever had.
If I was Rain, I'd be careful the next time I go to the gym. I'd be watching my back, even if there's no one else in there.
Oh, LOL.
But,
I got your LOL. Wait till I fucking melt your ass.
Melt?
Yeah, it's metal.
Yeah.
And plastic.
And cotton.
I'm all about melting shit. I'm all about catching shit on fire.
And about 280 pounds of Canadian. I mean, let's go on to the next topic.
280 pounds of Canadian. 208.
That's what I said, isn't it?
No, you said 280.
I must say 8.
Dumbass. Okay.
ECW's impact on professional wrestling. Positive, negative, what you think the company known as ECW, the impact it made on wrestling. Let's start with Bobbitt. He doesn't look too busy right now.
Yeah, he doesn't. Fucking cock. I'm more hardcore.
Oh, thanks, guys. Just throw me under the bus.
Well, I didn't say. I just said you don't look too busy. Are you busy? I can come back to you later.
Come to Heather.
Well, I'll go ahead and answer here off fast. ECW was cool for what it was. When they tried to relaunch that shit, it was just no.
Yeah.
No. But the 90s ECW will always be awesome, and yeah.
Couldn't agree more.
All right, Heather.
Without ECW, you would not have Eddie Guerrero, Dean Malenko, Chris Jericho, Terry Funk, Mankind, the Dudley Boys, Spike. Any of those names ring a bell to anybody in the chat? Because I'm pretty sure they're the biggest names WWE has had in 10 years. They were all from ECW. Now,
I will say... Go ahead.
Now, they did not go from ECW to WWE. Some of them actually got poached by Eric Bischoff to WCW first. So, without ECW, you would not have Monday Night Wars. You would not have the WWE roster that you have today. It would all have gone to shit without ECW.
Mm-hmm. And I will go one further and say this. I will say without the ECW, there would have been no Attitude Era either. You wouldn't have had the Stone Cold Steve Austin. He's another one that came from ECW.
That's right.
You wouldn't have had... Well, he did start in WCW, but then he went to ECW, and that's where he got his promo skills from. They just let him go. They just let him talk. I don't know how many matches he had, but they just let him talk. And his promo skills, I mean, they just let him do his thing. He was so pissed off at Eric Bischoff. If you watch some of those, if you watch the Monday Night Wars when they were talking about the Stone Cold thing that they did, he said all they did is they let him just vent on how he felt about Eric Bischoff, and that's where he got his motivation from. That's where Stone Cold Steve Austin came from. So without him, you wouldn't have the Attitude Era, and without the Attitude Era, you wouldn't have Stone Cold Steve Austin or ECW for that matter. Period. Without ECW, you wouldn't have either one, but you know what I mean.
Without the Bowflex, we would still have chair shots to the head. Did the call get disconnected?
No, we're still here.
All right. Well, my thought on ECW.
Oh, you wouldn't have fucking Chris Benoit either, motherfuckers.
First of all, Terry Funk was around a lot longer than ECW. I know you were throwing that name out there, but I just wanted to point that out.
Yeah, but without ECW, his career would not have continued.
Yeah, he wasn't, I mean, he was hardcore, but he wasn't hardcore until he got to ECW. They wouldn't let him do what they did in, like, AWA or any of those. When he got to ECW, he got to be who Terry Funk became.
Was he not doing that shit in Japan in the late 80s, mid 80s?
Well, him and Mick Foley both. There's another one. Mankind. Mick Foley's another one. He came from ECW.
Well, there were a lot of names that came through ECW, but I think some of them would have... I'm just being devil's advocate, but, you know, some of them I think would have been successful without ECW. They just get to say, hey, I was there. I think Steve Austin could have still had the same path to success without ECW. Now, the way his career was handled in Britain might not have happened. But I think had ECW still existed the way it did, but Stone Cold bypassed that on the way to WWE, I don't think his career would have been changed one bit.
I do.
Oops, sorry.
Are you talking about that promo that he cut on Bischoff that got his name notable in ECW?
There was that. There was the times where he sat there and mimicked Hulk Hogan behind the scenes, on camera.
So you think if he went straight from WCW to WWE, or maybe just dabbled in the indies for a year till he got picked up in lieu of ECW, that we would not have Stone Cold Steve Austin, the Hall of Famer?
No.
You think that year made the difference?
I think so, because he was allowed the freedom to create his own character. If he had stayed in those realms and not been given that chance to create his own character, which was actually him venting his frustrations on Eric Bischoff, we would not have gotten Stone Cold Steve Austin.
So you're saying that ECW helped him grow the set of balls to make the promos that he did, despite whether he was told to or not, in WWE?
In a sense, yes.
More or less.
In a sense, yes. Because Paul Heyman...
Go ahead, I'm
trying to think how to word this. Paul Heyman let his guys not run the run the asylum, so to speak. He kind of did.
In a way, he did, but he had some sort of.
But he had control of what they did in the. How did he explain it? He had control of what they did, but he didn't control how they did it. Does that make sense?
Right.
So
right. Well, just like the Attitude Era, everything up
promos-
till about 07.
Their promos, like the promo skills for Stone Cold, were more or less developed in ECW because he let him, like Paul Heyman did on the promo work, on the promo end of things, let his guys just talk. He told his guys, go out there, be yourself. Don't be a character, be yourself. And that's how character development should be in the fucking WWE, and they don't fucking do it.
Right, and I've realized the last couple of weeks I've pulled something from out of nowhere, but that was actually brought up last night with Joe and Jake DeMarco on Joe Cronin's show on YouTube.
I've been saying it for months. I've been saying it for months.
But yeah, it's been said for years, really, within our community. But it really, who was it that said? I can't remember who it was on the show that said this, but it takes away from their character.
Yeah.
And I guess I knew that. But when it was said that way, it really kind of started clicking for me. Like, what we've said in the past is, well, they just sound scripted. They just sound scripted. But I never took the thought as far as it's taking away from their character to where no one has a character now. Unless they've been around for 10, 15 years and they built one like a John Cena or Randy Orton. But even at this point, Randy Orton has completely lost his character, and you don't hardly remember who the fuck he is anymore. So it really helped to get the wheels turning on that.
I would say the one character, or now that he is back, is Daniel Bryan. They will let him go. He's one of those guys that they'll say, okay, we're going to just give you bullets, because that's what they do. This is what we're going to do for this promo. This is our idea. Go out there and cut a fucking promo.
So who do you think currently in the WWE has an open mic? Aside from, obviously, Cena.
Daniel Bryan.
Okay, who else?
They might
Miz?
start trusting Roman Reigns a little bit more
He's
now.
been actually pretty good lately. But I've got to see him actually cut a promo with somebody in the ring before I can say, okay, I think he's starting to get it. I think they're starting to just let him be him. Because they just need to in order for Roman Reigns' character to fucking work, and I know Joe has said this, JD has said it, if you just let him be him and go out and cut a promo, his character has no limits. It has none. You listening to him, and yes, I know what they were doing was scripted to the point where it was easy for him to cut that promo and saying that Brock Lesnar is a bitch, that he's not here, he's being a piece of shit, garbage, junk ass motherfucker. That's the kind, and I know he wouldn't say that, but I can because it's my fucking channel. But so all I'm saying is they let him go. Just let him talk about, say, okay, this is what's going on. Go out and cut a promo. That's how you do it. Okay, so Brock isn't here. I'm going to go out and cut a promo. I'm going to say what I feel. If I was legit pissed about him not being here, what would I say and how would I say it?
I think Heyman's got an open mic too.
Of course.
Well, Paul Heyman has always had an open mic.
I bet you that was written into it.
Go ahead.
No, I don't even think they had to put it in his contract, because for a while there, before it became that public notice that ECW and the WWE were linked together, Vince McMahon funded ECW.
Yes.
Knowing Paul Heyman, though, he'd want it written in the contract.
And it was.
No, I mean like currently today, like he still has an open mic and it's written in his contract because he ain't fucking around with any.
It might be, but I think Vince trusts him.
And he trusts Vince because a lot of his wrestlers that he had for the ECW, there wasn't an actual written contract. It was a handshake.
Yep. He doesn't. Vince trusts Paul Heyman, or he wouldn't have him as Brock Lesnar's manager if he didn't. So I think he trusts him to go out there and just. And yes, he might have it written in his contract that yes, I want to cut my own promos, but I would say another person that I think has an open mic is Seth Rollins.
Oh.
Because he is smooth when he talks. I mean, yes, there are times where he sounds choppy, but most of the time he's able to free range, if that makes sense. I am going to fucking end you, Bowflex. I swear to God.
Well, if I know what he's going to say next, it's probably he's going to end you, just like he did Chris.
I don't work out. I'm never going to get a Bowflex, motherfucker.
Besides the fact that there are so many other things you could use in your house as a Bowflex that are cheaper.
Like a belt.
A bottle of lotion in a hand.
Oh, wow. So, but... God, there's a few of them that I'd say that they're able to fucking just go out there and cut a promo. Samoa Joe might be one of them. AJ Styles is one of them.
I think Cesaro is going to be one of them, or is one of them.
Yeah, well,
Bray Wyatt used to be one. And then they just decided to
one what?
Say it again.
One what? You've listed like 4 people, but I don't know what you're nominating them for.
Oh, whether or not they can cut their own promo, they have an open mic.
I think just about everyone on the roster could cut their own promo.
I know, but they don't. Like
right.
Alexa Bliss, they just have her go out and say the exact same fucking thing. Just go out and say exactly what you said last week. Do you remember what you said? Okay, go out and say that. Nia Jax, they ain't letting her fucking cut her own promo. Mickie James, they might let her do her own shit. They might, I don't know, but she doesn't say much. Sasha Banks, Bayley, they don't let them cut their own promo. Charlotte, actually, she's been doing pretty good. She hasn't sounded too bad. She's actually been pretty fluid.
Has she sounded less robotic?
Oh, God, yeah. The promo that she cut, when was it? On Asuka.
Well, then maybe they told her to stop worrying about the script as much. Maybe they're starting to catch on a little bit because
I think they are, but they're not just going to let everybody do it, because then if everybody's going to do it, then everybody's going to be cutting a promo on everybody, and then you're going to have 50,000 people wanting to be in the main event, which is fine, but
if you would have asked me 8 months ago when I cut the cord who had an open mic clause, I would have named like 3 or 4 people. Some of the names you're throwing out at me now, like Cesaro and stuff like that, I'm like, he was scripted as fuck 8 months ago. Yep. So maybe they're finally starting to listen to people like Joe, or listen to people like Connor.
New Day's another one they let cut their own
Usos.
The Usos cut their own.
Oh yeah, the Usos. I would say that July 4th episode was where I went, yep. They're cutting their own promos because they damn near got in trouble after that.
Because remember when I said we had this talk? We were talking just on Skype one night, and I said I honestly think WWE is starting to turn that corner where they're gonna start doing things the right way. And I think it was the night of the Royal Rumble, because once they had Shinsuke win the fucking Royal Rumble. Because they could have very easily said, no, we're going to put Roman Reigns in there.
Same with the women's.
He changed his name.
Trek changed his name to Trekopedia.
I saw that. I wasn't going to interrupt you to mention it.
Well, she did. But I think it was because when Shinsuke won that match, I'm like, oh my God, I think they're going to fucking actually do the right fucking thing. they're actually going to start, and they kind of did. I mean, they've kind of gone away with it a little bit. Well, now with this possible injury to AJ, they're kind of iffy on what they're going to fucking do. So far, they're sticking with the promo, with the storyline. AJ's not going to be in the in-ring competition. They want him healthy. So I think he sprained his ankle. He'll be okay. Because they wouldn't have kept the storyline going if he was legit bad hurt. They would have fucking cut it right then and there. And they probably would have fucking brought like Finn Balor or something over and pinned AJ real quick and fucking Finn Balor versus fucking Shinsuke at WrestleMania. It wouldn't have been the main event, but it would be a good match to have on WrestleMania.
It'd be another dream match. A lesser
dream match. Or...
It's only lesser because of how they treated Finn.
Or they could have very easily brought Daniel Bryan back, because apparently he was cleared a long time ago, and they just didn't want to fucking tell anybody until 2 weeks prior. They could have brought, because Daniel Bryan and AJ Styles were having that, they were butting heads. They very easily could have had fucking Daniel Bryan come out and beat fucking AJ for the title, and there's another fucking, there's your headliner for WrestleMania. I mean, you can do that. You can build that story in a couple of weeks. I'm just saying. But, I mean, there's plenty of possibilities. The WWE, I think, is turning the corner, though. I really do. I really do. That's why I've kind of been a little easier on Raw than I have been, because they're actually kind of starting to do the right thing. But the jury is still out, because what's going to happen after WrestleMania? Are they going to take the title off of Shinsuke the very next fucking day? Which would be dumb. Are they going to fucking beat Asuka the next day on Raw, or SmackDown, which would be dumb? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'm worried, and I told Heather this last night, and Connor. I said, I am so scared. I am so worried that they're going to put Natalya, because of what happened in the match Tuesday night. I am so worried that they're going to put Natalya in a match with Asuka and Charlotte, because of the way that match finished last night, or Tuesday. And I know you didn't see it. It was kind of a interference fuck finish.
Right, and there was debate as to whether she actually successfully cashed it in or not.
Yeah, Carmella.
I think it was you two that were arguing about it, actually.
Yes.
That's where I heard the controversy.
It was me and
Cody and Rain.
Cody. Yeah, there you go. Cody and Rain. But
Rain called it?
No, he didn't call in, but he was in the chat.
Arguing in the chat with us.
Got me excited. I'm like, Rain called it.
Well, we weren't arguing. We were debating. I was like, how... If somebody comes down, hands a referee the fucking briefcase, why do they need to ring a fucking bell again? Number one, why in the fuck did she bring a ref down? There's already a ref there.
It's cosmetic.
It was stupid. All she had to do was hand the ref the briefcase. It was already in there.
The way I look,
she could have cashed it in, because she was waiting for the fucking ref to catch up to her. So she's like, come on. All she had to do was run down to the ring, cash, and say, hey, I'm cashing in. Match starts.
The way I look at it, and I know you're going to disagree with some of this because we've discussed it before, but I think it should be kind of like the 24/7 rule was with the hardcore title. If the guy is out cold and he can't answer the ref, tough shit, ring the bell. If his throat was slit and he's bled out, tough shit, ring the bell.
Well, I would hope that they would change the title. I know what you mean, but here's
and to add to that, if the person cashing in hands the briefcase over and the ref says, "Are you sure?" and they say yes, yes, Regis, final fucking answer. Once that's done, if someone comes up behind you with a mallet and clocks you in the back of the head, Should have been watching your back, bro. 1, 2, 3.
Okay, I'm not going to disagree with you, but I do want to ask this one question. This is only while they have the Money in the Bank briefcase. You're not talking about the title itself.
Right, just the briefcase. I'm not saying make the title 24/7.
I am all for that. I am all for that. That makes total fucking sense. House show, it don't fucking matter because they could put it on the WWE network. I mean, they put fucking NXT on there. They put other shit on there. Why can't they put the house shows on there and call it main event? They don't even do those anymore, do they? The main event or superstars or whatever the fuck they call it. Fucking, come on, people. It would make so much more fucking sense if they put the house shows on TV, on WWE Network. They'd get more viewers, and oh my God, there's going to be there might be a title change. Everybody's going to be watching the WWE fucking network because they put that rule, like you're stating, put that 24/7 rule in.
And they could do it like 1970s, 1980s style, where it's 1 or 2 cameras planted toward the ring, two maybe even 3 hard cameras, however you want to do it, and maybe stick a B or C commentator or 2 on there, or 2, no more than 2, and just have them babble during these house shows. And there's 2 reasons why they probably don't do that. I don't think it would cost much more money to stick 2 or 3 hard cams there. No, you don't even need anyone on the floor, just a couple hard cams. Maybe one that's the one with the lever, the thing kind of like this, where it floats around and shit. You can have that one. And then couple commentators and anyone who's looking for a break,
Well, here's how I would do it. Here's how I would do it. I have a camera follow the Money in the Bank briefcase holder and the champion. Think about it.
24/7?
Just like they did with the Hardcore Championship.
So you're wanting to make it whenever the briefcase is cashed in, it's now a hardcore title match or a hardcore match for the title?
No, Drew. No.
Just have them
have them cameras like a reality fucking TV show. Have the cameras follow them around and do a 2-hour fucking show. And they may not cash the fucker in, but on a house show, we're gonna have a random house show or something. We're gonna do it. Whatever. Like like one of them's working out in a fucking ring, and then they come in and cash it in or whatever. Is that not making any fucking sense to you?
It does, but I don't. What if there's no Money in the Bank holder? You just don't do it?
Once it's done, it's done.
Right. And then you forget about it till the next pay-per-view with the Money in the Bank.
Yes, just like you were proposing with the fucking 24/7 rule. Same thing. Because what you're saying to me is somebody could be laying in bed. Because remember that one episode of Raw where the one person was sleeping or whatever the fuck it was?
Pat Patterson won.
Pat Patterson won the title, the hardcore title, and he covered that guy, and he's like, 1, 2, 3. And then he's like, he wins. One of those type of deals where they're laying in bed and then all of a sudden they cover him. There's your title. Title change right there. Or whatever.
Isn't it fitting that Pat Patterson took advantage of another man in a bed?
I know, right?
But,
oh my God.
You know what would be... Oh, jeez.
It's just an idea, though. I mean, they could do house shows. They could put house shows on the WWE Network. Why not?
If you're going to go to that extent and put more of an emphasis on house shows, televise them all on the network, I'm going to propose something here and tell me if I'm going a little too far with this. Always have someone that holds some Money in the Bank. The second someone cashes in and either wins that championship or loses their opportunity, the briefcase becomes vacant. You have another ladder match at the next Raw, the next pay-per-view, whatever. And then there's a new Money in the Bank holder. Now, the only reason we're doing this is to boost, the idea is to boost house show attendance and WWE Network subscriptions.
I'd try it for a year.
So you're saying that it might not be that crazy, but you're not going to hang your hat on it.
I'm not going to hang my hat on it because here's the thing, logistically. Think logistics, man.
Logistics.
It's going to cost money to do that.
It's costing money to operate the network and run a bunch of reruns 23 hours a night. Put something new on there. Maybe someone will buy the network.
I understand that. I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just thinking logistically, would that work?
It's just like my company. They're cutting back on expenses, which takes away from sales, and they can't seem to wrap their heads around that. And every time they make these changes to cut expenses, and the sales drop, and they ask why, I tell them why. They switch it back to the way it was originally, and the sales go back up.
So
then they bitch about the expenses a month. And it's
all right. Here's the thing.
Same idea.
Here's the thing. This is why this and it would work. I think it honestly. I think
I'm not about that. Just
honestly, I think it would work. But guess what? They actually have a pay-per-view called Money in the Bank.
Get rid of it.
Exactly. That's the only way it will fucking work. And I'm agreeing with you on that. So once that briefcase is cashed in, that very next pay-per-view, you have a Money in the Bank ladder match. I'm okay with that.
Or what about at the next scheduled show? Whether it's a Raw, whether it's a SmackDown, whether it's a Friday night house show in bumfuck Arkansas, whether it's a pay-per-view.
I wouldn't put a Money in the Bank in bumfuck Arkansas. I'd schedule I'd kind of try to schedule it closer to a pay-per-view.
Well, no, and the story writers, the bookers, can purposely do it that way, where it always ends up where it's.
Yeah, or a Raw that's closer to New York or Philadelphia or Los Angeles or Las Vegas, or you got it. That's why I mean logistically, you got to be smart. You can't just say, yeah, we're gonna go to fucking Tupelo, Mississippi, and we're gonna fucking have a Money in the Bank ladder match.
How many times have you heard of that Raw show in Tupelo, Mississippi? Had a dark match with Kane versus Braun Strowman in a steel cage, no disqualification, loser gets their teeth ripped out kind of match. It happens all the time. The non-televised match is more brutal than anything you saw on television. So why not have a Money in the Bank ladder match at a non-televised, remember, it's on the network, a non-televised WWE Network show. Now you've got this. So the thing gets cashed in on a Friday night in Biloxi, okay, and whatever happens. Then on that Saturday night they're in Tupelo, and all right, now you guys all know the rules. It's Saturday night. That means we have to have a Money in the Bank ladder match. So we're going to throw 4 people in, blah, blah, blah. Now, you want to do this purposely too often. You would try and have these cash-ins to happen where the following night is a Raw or a SmackDown or a pay-per-view or whatever, because you don't want to give too much attention to the network. But every once in a while, you want those things to happen. And who cares if it's in Biloxi or if it's in little small town in the middle of Nebraska?
There's no such thing as a little small town in the middle of Nebraska.
the whole thing is a small little town.
I'm just kidding, man. No, I'm starting to feel loopy.
It's on the network. You're trying to build network sales and live attendance sales.
Look, I think we're talking about the exact same thing, but I mean, I wouldn't have it all the time at surprise people. Fuck it. I mean, I'm okay with it just as long as it doesn't... See, the way the WWE used to work, and I'm feeling a little loopy, I'm not going to fucking lie right now. So I better get this out as quickly as possible before I start talking about bubble farts. Really? Seriously? Let me get it out real quick, because I'm going to go fucking weird on you in a minute.
Don't show your dick.
Oh, the WWE used to have that surprise factor. They ain't got that no more. You know what's coming. I mean, you look at WrestleMania now. You knew that at the Elimination Chamber, Roman Reigns. Well, you didn't. You thought Braun Strowman was going to win. The Elimination Chamber, Roman Reigns was going to win that match. Nobody else is going to win that match. The way that but they didn't really bury Braun Strowman either. But anyway, you knew Roman Reigns was going to win that match. I knew that Brock Lesnar's appearances were up, and every time he shows up, the WWE has to pay him more. So they're.
I bet every time he shows up, I kick him in the nuts for being a greedy, selfish fucking prick with no dick.
I know, and that's the promo that Roman Reigns has been cutting on him, and he kind of got. But so, I knew that they were going to come out and they were going to cut the promo. Roman Reigns is saying he's sitting at home in his fucking recliner, like I always fucking say, watching fucking TV and getting a Hummer from fucking Sable. Because that's what.
No, I bet you she doesn't even fuck him anymore.
I wouldn't.
Would you want to? And
I'm a guy. I wouldn't want to fuck him anyway. But
if you were a woman, could you imagine finding him attractive and fuckable? No. We're getting off on the.
Yeah, no, you're fine. But do you see what I'm saying? There's no surprise factor anymore. They try to swerve you with stupid shit that doesn't make any fucking sense. Like Jinder Mahal beating fucking Shinsuke 2 times. That's not swerving the WWE. That's just burying a fucking guy that should be your top guy on SmackDown.
I'd rather fuck a Bowflex over Brock Lesnar. Right? Auto asphyxiation, you know?
Well, you get what I'm saying. That's the problem with the WWE. There's no surprise. So surprising people in Tupelo, Mississippi with a cash-in. Championship change.
Subscriptions go up, live attendance goes up, and believe it or not, in turn, Raw viewership goes up.
I'm agreeing with you. Just as long as you don't do it too often. Because if you do it too often in fucking Dodgeville, Wisconsin type town, which is, a town of about 5,000 people, which there is no arena here, but I'm just saying, you're not gonna fucking surprise people. I mean, you'll get the people to come to that event, but
the main event of the bingo hall in Dodgeville, Wisconsin, is Heath Slater versus Kurt Hawkins in a.
We don't have a bingo hall.
Okay, at the Elks Lodge.
We don't have an Elk Lodge either.
All right, in the fucking McDonald's parking lot.
That's better.
Culver's parking lot's bigger.
That's true. But yeah, I'm totally on board with what you're saying as long as it's done properly. That's the thing, it has to be done right. They can't just fucking throw something together and say, we're just going to change the title every 2 months. Or, you know what I mean? It's just, that makes no sense. Because then you have too many title changes. But you can't have somebody cash it in all the time and win, either. As long as it's the right person winning the Money in the Bank, then cash it in for a success. But and I know that cash-ins are always get big fucking pops. Like when Carmella came out, I marked the fuck out. I'm like, sweet, she's cashing in. Didn't I? Mm-hmm. I fucking marked out.
Why would you mark out for that? I thought you wanted Asuka and Charlotte.
I do, but here's the thing. If she cashes in and loses, which she's going to,
she can't cash in at WrestleMania.
She can't cash in at WrestleMania, and we get a clean one-on-one Asuka versus Charlotte. Because then you know
potentially a triple threat.
You know at WrestleMania we're gonna get they're gonna let that go, but they're both gonna be so beat up, or so Carmella thinks that she's gonna cash in on Asuka, because they're gonna have. I'm telling you right now, they're gonna have that match is going to be a hell of a match. This will be Asuka's toughest challenge to date. Yes, Nikki Cross was her toughest. I think Charlotte's going to make it really tough for her to beat her. It's going to take a lot more than Asuka thinks to beat her. That match could go 20, 25 minutes if given the right time. I'm just saying. Oh my God. You're a fucking dick, Bowflex. I swear to God. But that way you got a clean match. She's going to cash in at the end. She's going to lose. She's not going to cash. She's not going to win. That's been rumored. That she's going to cash in. And I believe that she's going to cash in at WrestleMania to have her WrestleMania moment, and it's going to ruin her. She's going to end up going to Raw anyway.
So she's going to try pull a Seth Rollins, but she's going to be stupid about it.
No, she's going to try and pull a Seth Rollins and end up being Baron Corbin.
She'll get...
Is she going to get rolled up?
No, I don't think she'll get rolled up, but she'll get fucking Asuka locked, for sure. Do you remember...
she takes the fall or the submission, which pisses off Charlotte and puts Charlotte and Carmella into a match.
This is what I'm thinking. They're going to go the full... The match is going to end. Asuka's going to win the title. They're both going to be so beat up and so fucking wore out and tired that Carmella will cash in. Okay? When Carmella cashes in, she's going to do something. She's going to come out there. She's going to cash in. She's going to get her shot. She's going to super kick Asuka. It's going to take Asuka out. She's going to a pinfall attempt. A fall attempt. Asuka's going to kick out. She's going to whip her into the ring. She's going to go for another super kick. She's going to go into an Asuka lock. Or she'll come out. Remember when Emma came out, or who was it? Dana Brooke came out and she got Asuka locked in like 5 seconds. Remember that?
Are you asking me?
Yeah.
I don't.
Okay, so Dana Brooke came out. She said she was going to beat Asuka, talking all this shit. She came out, and 5 seconds later, she was in an Asuka lock.
I don't doubt it. I didn't see that, but I don't doubt it. They can do that
too. There's 2 ways they can do it. So I think Carmella's going to cash in after that match is over, not while the match is happening. It's not going to, not so much a Seth Rollins thing, but it's going to be. And when I do my predictions, I'll talk about this. If you want to join me on that when I do that, that's fine. But that's what I think will happen. I'm giving it away.
We'll have to see. That's going to be a busy ass fucking weekend. We'll see.
No, I know.
My weeks are getting busier and busier, and that weekend's going to be a clusterfuck. It's just going to be nothing but Red Bull and
whiskey.
I don't know. Whiskey. I don't know. I may have to keep off the whiskey just to make the Red Bull work.
I don't think so, Anthony. I don't think Carmella. Carmella is. I've heard that she is okay with not winning the title. I've heard that she's not. She's going to cash in on Asuka. Is what she's going to try to do, and she's going to end up losing.
Because she does not want somebody like Nia Jax on her bad side.
She's been teasing it.
Yeah, I like Trek's answer. Let's go!
I don't.
Have you?
If Carmella's built right, I'm sorry. I know we're not talking about wrestling memories. We're actually talking about what's going to happen at WrestleMania. But hey, we've got a conversation going. Whatever.
I like the Money in the Bank talk, and that's not totally far off from wrestling memories. That's going back and forth.
The Money in the Bank, but I don't see. I love Carmella. I love her character. If she's built right.
And doesn't say a fucking word because she screams.
Yes, I mean, if she's just talking...
Liv Morgan, dear fucking God.
I know, but if she's just talking, I don't think she's that bad.
May I step in and point out the elephant in the room?
Absolutely.
Ever since the word Asuka got mentioned, Bobbitt's camera has been off.
Actually, he turned it off a little bit before that.
He turned it off a little bit before that.
He anticipated. He knew it was coming.
Yeah.
He knew it was coming.
I don't think that's going to happen, Anthony. I think that she's going to cash in on Asuka. Alexa Bliss is going to get destroyed by Nia Jax in like 5 seconds. It's going to be a squash match. Don't count on that one going very long. It's unbelievable. It is no way it's believable that a 5'1", 120-pound woman can take on a 6 foot, 300-pound woman. Sasha Banks is way far ahead of where Alexa Bliss is. Alexa Bliss is a terrible, terrible worker.
Love her. I mean, yeah, worker.
Biscuit butt.
Sparkle crotch.
But okay, we can move on. To next.
Well, anyways, I think we're getting at a good point where we should probably start looking to wrap it up so you can get your 20-minute goodbyes out of the way and clear room for Heather so she can go on airtime.
Right there, bitch. Look up, motherfucker. You'll see in a second.
So first off, shout out to the Bowflex for being here. I appreciate all the support. We will keep trying to get you in the Hall of Fame.
Fuck you! You too, you old cocksucker at the fucking Bowflex. You're the one that started this fucking shit, you asshole.
I was trying to...
You're a fucking dick. You're a fucking dick. For bringing up the fucking you fucking cocksucker.
I was trying to get Benoit into the Hall of Fame. No one wanted to listen. So I said, fuck it, the Bowflex. You know, the fucking steel chair should be in there. And that I think everyone could agree with the steel chair getting in there. But why not the Bowflex? It took out a world champion quicker than Daniel Bryan could.
I'm about done with this fucking show.
Are you done with it?
Are you? Are you done talking
Are
about
you?
Are you done talking about the fucking Bowflex?
As long as you are.
I don't even want to talk about the fucking Bowflex. You're the one who keeps bringing it up.
So for $39.99 a month, you could get your very own bow.
Alright, you motherfucker.
Go bone. Go bone. Why?
Alright. So are we done for the night or what? Fucking asshole, are we done? Are we done?
Go ahead and say your goodbyes. I know you need at least 15 minutes to say them, so go ahead and get started.
Beat the fuck out of you. You know that fucking asshole with the ear, Cardinal? You got some work to fucking do. Just saying. Jesus fucking Christ, you fucking asshole.
Are you saying I should be scared that because I've already given you my address that I should be scared? Are you gonna fucking do something about it? Why?
Alright. Well, you know where to find me, guys. You know I love you. Y'all have a great night. Stay positive and no Bowflex comments because they don't make any sense. It doesn't. The guy was disturbed. I get it. Let it go. But anyway, I love you guys.
Solo Flex. They were a great company too.
Anyway, y'all have a great night. Don't forget, we got Heather's show here probably soon. I'm loopy. I'm telling you. I'm saying goodbye now. I'm done. I have nothing else. Y'all know where to fucking find me.
Don't you have to say goodbye to everybody? I mean, you forgot NG Fresh. You forgot Rain Havoc. The Bowflex is still sitting here waiting for you to say goodbye.
Bye, Bowflex. Get the fuck out of my chat. Bye, NG. I'll see you in there, LOL.
Bowflex for bench.
LMFAO. NG. You see, I'm not laughing my motherfucking ass off. Bye, Rain. Bye, everybody.
You're the one that has to end the show.
I know, but is there anybody else going to say goodbye? Nobody else wants to say goodbye?
You're the pro at 15-minute goodbyes.
I'm
Tell me.
I just fucking said goodbye, jackass.
Make sure you tune in to stuff, and we love you all, and we
I already did that. Make sure you tune into Heather's show here in a little bit. We'll be on in a little. She'll be on in a little bit. Please don't forget to tune into Derailed. He can't shout that out himself, apparently. So don't forget to tune into Derailed on fucking Saturdays at 11:30 Central Time. And you know where to find Bobbit. You know, find him on my fucking Skype all the time. Jesus fucking Christ. What the fuck else do you want from me?
Well, you can always find Chris Benoit's neck strapped to a Bowflex. That's 24/7.
You son of a bitch.
That's
Fucking cocksucker. Yeah, the music's playing.
You can find Tommy on Hum's
2 minutes
dick.
and 40 fucking seconds to talk, you dickhead. Keep talking, motherfucker.
Cucumber.
Cucumber, motherfucker. Fucking beat your ass. What? Who said that? It's alright. You want me to put the picture back?
no.
Damn middle of nowhere internet. Sounds like your internet's on the Bowflex.
Fucking cocksucker. Got anything else to fucking say? My balls your chin, motherfucker.
My Bowflex your neck.
Oh my god! Really? Don't even fucking talk about that. You're a fucking cocksucker. Can't fucking take that motherfucker anywhere. The fuck are you joking about, Cody? Because he said Bowflex. Jesus Christ. Now you got everybody fucking doing it. What the fuck is wrong with you? I'm gonna block that motherfucker next time he comes into my fucking chat. You're a fuck. You look like you gotta take a shit. You alright? You wanna talk about it?
I have to take a piss.
Go to the fucking bathroom. You cocksucker.
No, I've got a dark spot in the yard that still needs greened up.
Then go to the bathroom!
Well, yeah, all right then. Let me just show you how I'm gonna do it. All right.
I don't want to see what the fuck you fucking weirdo. You're dirty forever? That's what you think.
See, now you've got Gina wondering what the fuck's going on. What the hell's going on here?
Well, bring up the Bowflex, Gina. I dare ya. Why did I
Bowflex
say
your
that?
neck.
I gotta quit drinking.
Have another pill and beer.
Yeah, whatever. Fuck off.